Shasanavatharanaya, written by the Most Venerable Professor Renukane Chandawimala, translated by D.J. Percy Silva. Introduction. The Buddha, the all-compassionate one, the blessed one, the perfected one, the supremely enlightened one, established the Sasana as an abode for the faithful and intelligent to practice Dhamma in order to release themselves from suffering in samsara, cycle of births and deaths, as well as a meritorious abode for devas and worldlings. On entering the Sasana, dispensation of the Buddha, one initially receives the Samanera novice Pabbajja, going forth or going into homelessness. In the first instance, several Mahatheras who were interested in the proper continuation of the Sasana, being distressed on seeing many who had received Samanera ordination behaving in an undesirable manner, due to the lack of their knowledge regarding the Samanera precepts and proper practice, and due to the absence of a Dhamma book on Samanera practice, invited us to prepare such a book. Having ourselves felt the shortcomings that existed due to the absence of such a book, we accepted the invitation and composed this book named Shasanavatharanaya. Details of Samanera morality and many aspects of the Dhamma taught by the Tathagata, especially for the ordained, which should be learnt and retained by the junior monks, middle-level monks and Theras, as well as Samaneras, have been included in this book. Pabbajja is the entry into the Sasana, involving both mind and body of the person concerned. Shaving of hair of the head and face, discarding lay attire and wearing robes constitute only the ordination of the body. Lay mind cannot be discarded as easily as hair, beard and dress. The mind of the person wearing the robes remains the same. Ordination of the body can be performed in a few minutes. Ordination of the mind cannot be done as easily as that. Ordination of the minds of some whose bodies are ordained cannot be achieved at all. Some such ordained persons end their lives still having lay minds. To reap the real benefits of Pabbajja in the Buddha Sasana, one must ordain both mind and body. Pabbajja is unpleasant for one who has a lay mind, but ordained in body only. He has no pleasure or joy in Pabbajja. He feels that following the precepts is a nuisance. He will consider as a meaningless nuisance the work of the Sangha, such as paying homage to the Triple Gem 2 or 3 times a day, following Sangha practices, learning the Dhamma and meditation. Therefore, he will as much as possible try to distance himself from such activities. Even if done, it will only be superficially. He prefers types of work meant for lay people, which can be performed while being a bhikkhu. Frivolous conversation with lay people lacking in faith and bhikkhus similar to him will be pleasant. Supply of good food, good material objects and money will be pleasant for him. He engages in such activities very willingly. Those who live with an ordained body but have lay minds will deteriorate in lay pleasures as well, because they do not have the opportunity to enjoy them as desired. They will experience a downfall in this world and the next. Ordaining the mind is a removal from the mind of unwholesome Dhamma such as craving, conceit, self-view, ill will, jealousy and stinginess, and enriching the mind with wholesome Dhamma relevant to the Sangha such as loving kindness, compassion, faith, wisdom, having simple needs, satisfaction with what is received, and meditative practices. Ordained mind is a trained mind. Pabbajja is pleasant and bliss for the one with an ordained mind. It is pleasant for him to follow the precepts, pay homage to the triple gem, engage in Sangha practices, meditate and learn the Dhamma. Therefore, he will willingly follow the precepts and willingly engage in other Sangha practices. He does not need rules for him to engage in these activities. No supervisors are required. It is the obstruction of these activities that is troublesome for him. That is required to be stated now. What is required to be stated now is the method by which minds of those seeking ordination are conditioned to be suitable for members of the Sangha community. It should be done by the introduction of the Buddha Dhamma into the minds and by embedding the Dhamma in their minds. There is no other way to condition the minds. It can never be done by the enforcement of rules or other methods of control. There is no other way to produce good bhikkhus than conditioning their minds. There are many items of Dhamma preached by the Tathagata, especially for the Sangha, which should essentially be studied and remembered by the Sangha. If these Dhamma are systematically taught by one by one and their meanings explained to establish them in the mind will be trained to become one required by a bhikkhu. Thereby such a person will become a disciplined, moral, pious bhikkhu. Not all the Dhamma required by a bhikkhu are found in a single book. It is difficult for one who has not studied under a teacher to collate all the Dhamma required, which are spread in various books belonging to the Tripitaka, 3 baskets of the canon. A considerable collection of such Dhamma is included in this book, named Shasanavatharanaya, for easy reference and benefit of the teachers and any other member of the Sangha desirous of knowing them and benefiting from the same. We have not composed this book through collection of data by special research, but by committing to writing advice and lessons of teachers associated during young days. However, before inclusion in the book, effort was made to ensure the authenticity of the information. Great effort had to be made to establish the origin of some data. Facts contained herein have been extracted from the following books of the Tipitaka and commentaries: Parajika Pali, Pachitaya Pali, Mahavagga Pali, Kulavagga Pali, Chulavagga Pali, Digha Nikaya, Majjhima Nikaya, Anguttara Nikaya, Sangyuttaka Nikaya, Dhammapada, Udanaya, Itti Uttakaya, Sutta Nipataya, Taranghatava, Teraghatava, and Jataka Palya, as well as other books containing commentaries. According to the present customs in the country, Sri Lanka, it has become necessary to educate a child ordained today at a college or Pirivena Buddhist school of religious education. These institutions do not provide a complete education regarding Samanera precepts and other Samanera practices. They do not provide an education which will train the mind of a novice monk or develop good qualities. Very often they receive an education that develop conceit and greed, reduce faith, bring about eightfold skeptical doubt, and confuse the mind of the bhikkhu, as shown by the following stanza. Buddhe kankhati, dhamme kankhati, sanghe kankhati, sikhaya kankhati, pabbante kankhati, aparante kankati, pubba parante kankati, idda pachayata paticca samupannesu dhammesu kanti vichikichati. If the teachers of novice bhikkhus desire the development of obedient, disciplined pupils, it is hoped that they be not satisfied with only educating the novices at the set institutions, but also at least establish in their minds the few items of Dhamma contained in this book named Shasanavatharanaya. Many who enter the Buddha Sasana these days by ordaining in body due to sudden disappointment with samsara, sudden development of faith or direction by others, do with time find pabbaja unpleasant, feel they have committed a foolish act and greedily look at the comforts enjoyed by the lay people and disrobe. Some receive an education under cover of the robe and disrobe. When able to find employment, some who lack faith do not engage in Sangha practices, just spend their lives and pass away. Some Buddhists who are disillusioned by this situation suggest various means of collecting the sasana, find various means of controlling the sasana. Some suggest that not everyone should be ordained but select only the good persons. These are not practical suggestions. A person who is serene today may not be so tomorrow. Today's immoral person may give up immorality and become a moral person tomorrow, and vice versa. This is the nature of the world of the Puthajjana worldling. Selection is not possible in such a world. Suggestions to select good persons and ordain is due to the ignorance about the nature of Sasana. Sasana was not established as a haven for serene, from the serene only, but also as a place where the non-serene are turned into the serene. Even if a person enters the Sasana without a specific aim, when Buddha Dhamma is entered into his mind, he will progressively become a serene person. Not all those who entered the Sasana and become Arahats were people who were disillusioned with samsara. Brahmin Radha ordained in consideration of the easy means of living. Brahmin Vangisa ordained in order to learn a mantra. So did Brahmin Chandabha. Prince Rahula and Prince Nanda did not ordain of their own free will. They were forced to do so. Citizens of the two cities who were joyed by the peaceful settlement of the war between the Sakyas and the Kolyas by the Tathagata presented him with 500 young persons for ordination. There was not a single person among them who did so due to his own faith. However, by establishing Dhamma in their minds, all of them became Arahants. There are several other instances recorded in Buddhist literature where people ordained without faith or disillusionment in samsara did attain arahatship. Many among those who ordained due to disillusionment in samsara and having great faith in the beginning have gone on the wrong path. It should be stated that good bhikkhus could be produced only by filling their minds with Dhamma and not by a process of selection prior to ordination. It is not possible to embed Dhamma into the minds of all the people. As water will not wet a lotus leaf, Dhamma will not touch the minds of some people in spite of extensive advice and teaching. They are the abhavya, unable to understand Dhamma, people in the Sasana. There is nothing that can be done about them. Evam o vadiyamana, evam anusasiyamana, apekache appe kacche osanta nitam nibbanam aradhaneti ekache naradhenti ette etta kyaham brahmana karomi. The Tathagata has said that nothing can be done about those who cannot be tamed with advice and teachings. While the Tathagata has said so, the Buddhists are talking about making the bhikkhus follow precepts by enforcing rules and regulations in an effort to purify the sasana. Therefore, it is not possible for those who lack faith and are unwilling to be made to follow the precepts. Not doing something for fear of the law is not morality. The only way to make others follow precepts and good practices is by conditioning their minds. We have prepared this book in order to assist those who desire to condition their minds. The world is always changing. Where is the possibility for only the Buddha Sasana to remain unchanged in a changing world? It is natural for the Buddha Sasana also to keep changing according to the changes in the world and ultimately come to an end. No one or no force can prevent that. It is more than 2,500 years after the parinibbana of the Buddha. During this long period, bhikkhus have changed very much from the bhikkhus who lived with the Buddha. No force is capable of changing the present day bhikkhus to be like those who lived 2,000 years ago. Therefore, we cannot expect the bhikkhus of today to be like those of that era. We can only expect bhikkhus with good qualities in keeping with the present world conditions. There is no doubt that if the present day bhikkhus follow the Shasanavatharanaya, there will emerge many who can be considered good bhikkhus. In the context of today's world, we have not written this book to the idea that all bhikkhus will accept this, but with the thought that if at least a few do accept it, it is sufficient reward for our effort. We have fulfilled our obligation by committing to written word the Dhamma known to us so that others too can learn the same. It is up to you to accept or not. Chiram Chittantu Sadhamo Renukane Chandavimala Thera 1504 or 1960, October 21st. Pkunuwita Sri Vinaya Lankaramaya.